this is kind of like the last leg or little bit of the tour that you guys have been on. How was the whole thing?
Tour was really cool just because it was our first non-extreme metal tour.
Yeah.
And it was a chance to play to fans who had never heard of us. And tour with, Circa's, I feel like at the peak of their careers right now.
Oh yeah.
They put out their major label debut, and then this is like the first headlining tour since then. And the shows were just incredible. Like, it was just really amazing. And Dredge have become really good friends of ours too from sharing the bus. And yeah, we've had too much fun.
Yeah, cool. This has been like a really, like you said, it's not an extreme metal tour. It's really eclectic. Like, what about the different styles that you each kind of bring to the table appeal to everybody? Like, what do you think kind of, I don't know, what brings the whole group together for the tour?
Yeah, I think basically there's elements of sort of texture and melody that all the bands do share, and kind of like, I think we all like to create music that's a little genre bending. So I feel that's like how we ended up being, on the same package with bands that sound very different from us, but I think there's like a certain spirit that we all use in our music to write. So
okay,
kind of worked out.
What was I gonna say? Oh, a lot of people in the metal world, they like to argue about who's the best shredder, who's the best guitar player, and your name obviously comes up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But given the increased subjectivity that the music world's kind of going into, you've got all these pigeonholes and subgenres. Do you feel like that's a title that one can even claim to have?
No, I mean, unless you quantify it based on like notes per
right,
minute,
like rudiments and proficiency.
Yeah, that stuff's really kind of annoying. I mean, you get to the point where it's just individual expression. Like,
right.
Okay, all these players with amazing technical facility, but it's like, do you want to listen to Yngwie Malmsteen, or do you want to listen to Tony McAlpine, or do you want to listen to Guthrie Govan, or do you want to listen to Jimmy Herring? Like, they're all doing different things.
Ask one of them to improvise, and they're like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, see, that's where it gets even funnier, and it's like, none of these dudes ask each other this question.
Yeah.
It's only like
Oh yeah, like, it's just people that kind of fantasize.
Right. They're like, oh, I wonder who's the fastest. It's like, they would the shredders. I don't think ever go around like talking like that.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious to see your take on it because, you're obviously a very proficient guitar player, so I was kind of curious to see your take on, outside views on it.
I'm sure there's some 16-year-old kid in Italy who can play way faster than me.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. There's for each facet of talent, there's going to be some unknown, like, 78-year-old guy in Sumatra that's like, yeah, check this out, I wrote this, and, no big deal. The album was released in 2009, but it didn't kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like it started picking up a lot of press steam, like, towards, like, into 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that was the case?
The release really lacked impact for a few reasons. Like, I recorded the album with Misha, and then he's kind of all over a lot of forums, like recording forums, extended range guitar, message boards and stuff.
Right.
And we were just really like excited, and we posted a link to it on all these message boards for people to like download.
Just to download it.
So we gave it away.
That answers a lot of questions for me. Because I was gonna say, like, I got that album. A friend of mine sent it to me way before the release, and I was like, and then it got released later, and it just kind of was like some kind of sleeper, like it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's we kind of had it leak, but I think it was really to our benefit. I mean, by the time we did our first tour, we had awareness in almost every city that we played, and the momentum you're talking about, like, was really based on referral. People being like, "Yo, this is really cool," and then linking someone else to it, and then just snowballed. And
it seems to have worked. I mean, that's, like I said, that's how I heard about you guys. So, awesome. You guys have pretty much been touring constantly since, my God, like what, last November, I want to say?
Yeah, it's almost been a solid year.
Yeah.
Like, constant touring.
Yeah. Do you guys have any plans? Like, what are your plans after this tour? Are you going to keep touring, do some writing?
We want to write the next album, but we already have another tour booked, so it's kind of like,
okay,
we're going to, like, try to be a functional band in the regard that we can, like, maybe rent a rehearsal space and actually, like, jam. Like, we're very utilitarian. Like, we have our set and we rehearse those songs, like a few days before a tour, we were all living in different parts of the country.
Right.
So like now we're all on the same coast, and we're really gonna try to start composing the next album and just creating music together as a unit. So after this tour, we're gonna start writing the next album, do the next tour, and then record the next album. So
Very cool,
time.
man.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. That's pretty much it for questions, man. Do you
Can
want
I
to jump in with some stuff?
knock a couple out?
Yeah.
What are man? Where to start? Who are some of your influences?
My influences, I mean, they've changed over the years, but earlier on, John Petrucci is actually like a huge influence. Yngwie Malmsteen, like the neoclassical stuff was the first shred that I heard. So I learned a lot of like Yngwie stuff. And Paul Gilbert, you know, through his videos. Then I got into Frank Mbali for a lot of the like economy picking stuff. Greg Howe is an amazing like melodic, you know, shredder. That's all like in my like ability, you know, like these are guys who influenced my playing like technically, but musically, like it's been bands like I was huge into Glassjaw and like I don't know, I love Meshuggah, I love Eighth X Twin, Radiohead.
Richard D. James.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
right.
Square Pusher, I like wanted to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What are like what are some of the things that you do? Okay, that's like for warm up.
For warm up,
Like some techniques, like aspiring guitarist looking to build up my knowledge of the fretboard to just be able to fly all over it. And
well, there's two, if I can say two, I'd say there's two like kind of large elements to flying all over the fretboard. One is having the technical facility to like actually do that cleanly, and then the other would be to know where you're playing, like to know like if you wanted to play in a certain key, like where to achieve all those notes across the fretboard. So like that's kind of like twofold. I use the Cade system as a way of learning the fretboard. It's like a roadmap for all your major triads, 5 different positions. And then as far as the technical facility, just get a metronome.
yeah, play. Okay.
Yeah, do everything slow. I like three speeds. One's like ridiculously easy. One's like moderate, and the other is like a bit more of a challenge without actually, you know, sacrificing cleanliness. And if you do that like pretty religiously, you get to the point where you have a pretty fast and synced left and right hand.
Nice. I saw your video with the EMG 808X, I believe. And then I saw tonight you're with the Ibanez's. Did you get your own signature model?
It's not a signature, but it's a custom guitar that I spec'd out and then they produced for me. Nice. But it's not available to anyone else. It's just kind of like a one-off thing.
Nice.
But it's amazing. I really like it.
Yeah. It's it seems very cool. One last thing, your gear. I noticed you do a couple tapping licks and then loop those. Is that all with your same board with the Axe?
Axe Effects.
The Axe Effects.
The Axe Effects does have a phrase sampler built into it. I think it's only about 15 seconds of recording time. So I use an outboard phrase sampler called a Boomerang, and I've had it for like 6-7 years, and I just really like it. The action on the buttons is really
accurate.
And everything it does is accessible by your foot. So if you're too loud, you can roll the loop level down. You can bypass your loop level.
Oh, nice.
Like everything it does is made to be like utilized in real time with your feet. So it's definitely like almost like another instrument for me.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I do the loops live.
Very cool. Do you have any collaborations with any other guitar legends? Anything?
Actually,
or a dream gig?
Tony McAlpine actually, like I met in Pomona when we played a show there in California, and he's putting out his first like solo guitar CD in like easily like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
So he hit me up about maybe, you know, guest soloing on it with him, which I'm definitely gonna do because he shreds.
Yeah, with him and his work, definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty integral to a lot, like the whole genre of like virtuoso guitar playing. And then I actually recorded an EP with the sax player from the Mars Volta and this drummer Eric Moore, who's kind of from the Gospel Chops school of playing. He currently plays for Suicidal Tendencies, but he's also played for dudes like Bobby Brown and stuff like that. He's just like an amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Yeah. So anyway, we did this sort of jazz fusion CD, which no one's heard, and it'll be out probably by the end of the year. So,
Nice.
so that's kind of a new project.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time, dude.
For sure.
I don't want to keep you too busy.